Toronto is a city in Ontario, Canada, which has a history of serial killers prowling its streets. The city's past serial killers include Peter Woodcock, who murdered 3 children between 1956 and 1957, and murdered a 4th in 1991 while he was on day pass from a psychiatric institution which he was put inside of for the previous 3 murders. The city's past also includes serial killer Mark Garfield Moore, who shot 4 men in 2010 over 75 days in order to further his career as a rapper. The most recent of Toronto's serial killers is 66-year-old landscape gardener Bruce McArthur, who has been charged with 5 murders, which makes him the most prolific known serial killer in Toronto's history. His earliest known victim is 58-year-old Majit Kehan, who was reported missing in October of 2012. McArthur hid Kehan's dismembered body at the bottom of planters inside of the gardens which he worked at as a landscape gardener. Project Houston was launched by police in November of 2012, which set out to investigate 3 men who have disappeared in Toronto's LGBT community. Among the 3 men was Kehan, but the other 2 missing men have not been connected to McArthur. In August of 2015, McArthur's second known victim, 50-year-old Sorosh Mohammadi, was reported missing. He was also dismembered and hid at the bottom of planters in gardens which McArthur had worked in. McArthur's third victim, 47-year-old Dean Lizowick, was never reported missing, but it is believed by investigators that McArthur had murdered him between May of 2016 and July of 2017, and then hid his body in the same manner that he had with his previous victims. On April 14th, 2017, McArthur's 4th victim, 44-year-old Salim Essen, was reported missing from around the area of Yonge and Bloor Street. His 5th victim, 49-year-old Andrew Kinsman, was reported missing from the area of Parliament and Winchester Street on June 26, 2017. It is believed by investigators that McArthur had a sexual relationship with Kinsman. It's unknown how the 2 men's remains were disposed of. In August of 2017, police launched Project Prism, which would set out to investigate the disappearances of Salim Essen and Andrew Kinsman. They identified McArthur as a person of interest in Kinsman's disappearance and put him under surveillance. After weeks of following McArthur, he led them to an auto wreck yard on January 17, 2018, where he was about to demolish one of his vehicles. Police were able to stop this, and while they searched the vehicle, they found blood in its trunk. On the morning of January 18, 2018, police, who were watching McArthur, observed a young man entering the serial killer's Thorncliffe Park apartment building, and when they saw him walk into McArthur's unit, they decided they had to intervene in order to protect the life of the man. When they entered McArthur's apartment, they found the young man tied up but unharmed. On that same day, officers arrested 66-year-old Bruce McArthur and charged him with first-degree murder in the deaths of 44-year-old Salim Essen and 49-year-old Andrew Kinsman. At the time, they also believed that he was responsible for other deaths. On January 29, 2018, McArthur was charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of 58-year-old Majit Kehan, 50-year-old Sorosh Mohammadi, and 47-year-old Dean Lizowick, after finding skeletal remains buried in flower planters at a Leaside home, which McArthur had worked at. Police have identified 30 other homes linked to McArthur's landscaping business, and investigators are anticipating finding more remains, which means that his body count may be much higher.